the Formex Essence 39. What do I think? And is it the perfect go anywhere, do anything? Let's talk about it. Formex. They are a brand we've never reviewed on the channel, never done a news video about, never done any of that. But they are a brand we've talked about in some brand tier lists, specifically our micro and independent brand tier lists. And I've never rated them that highly in those tier lists. Terry, maybe throw up a clip of where I put them in our last one. I'm going to be controversial here. I'm not keen on Formex. I am never going to buy one. So for the purposes of this list, I'd get one over a Deep Blue or an Autodromo or something. So for the purposes of this list, they are in just bad.
In our defence, we'd never got hands-on with them, so we were just looking at photographs.
Yeah.
With micro brands, a lot of it, you can only look at photos.
Terry makes a good point. Looking at the pictures of Formex, their design language and stuff never gelled with me. However, looking at the comments and everything, people always said, you need to get hands-on with one. The build quality is incredible. George, get hands-on with one. What are you doing? So guess what? It's the Formex Essence 39. I think it's one of the most versatile watches in their collection, which is why I chose it as a starting point for working with them. It's 39mm, that's a big plus for me. Black dial, super versatile. It is just a great, relatively water resistant steel watch that you can do a fuck ton of stuff with. Let's go over the specs before we do anything else. Case sizing is 39mm with a thickness of 10mm, very nice. Lug width 20mm and a lug length, so the lug to lug, of 45mm. Water resistance is 10 bar or 100 meters. Some really nice specifications there, particularly the lug width being 20mm, the case diameter being 39, both sort of perfect, and the thickness being 10mm or just a centimeter, literally just a centimeter flat, is great. This watch does, I have to say, wear like an absolute dream, particularly on my 6.5-inch wrists. For a watch like this, a steel sports watch and stuff, it just wears so slim. It's lovely. I love the way this wears. Honestly, Terry, what do you think of it on my wrist?
It's flat. It's a perfect size for your 6.5-inch wrist. It doesn't look too big, doesn't look too small. It just fits perfectly. Magnifique. Turning our attention to the movement, it is a pretty standard, but very venerated for a reason, Sellita SW200-1. It's a movement that you'll be very familiar with if you're familiar with Christopher Ward. Except this movement has had a bit of a bloody upgrade. For one, it's entirely COSC certified, meaning it is certified for -4 plus 6 seconds a day accuracy. Very good. Full chronometer rating on this watch right here. And it's had a little bit of a bump in terms of power reserve from the standard Christopher Ward SW200-1, 38 hours to 41 hours for this particular watch. Moreover, looking at the bracelet looks lovely too, Terry. It's all flat links. It's a 3-link design. It's super cool. It's got screw links as well, and it's got micro adjust where you sort of just lift it up and click it in, or if you want to extend it out, you lift it up and click it out. I'm not sure exactly how much it gives, but I think it is 7, 8 or 9mm. Don't quote me on that, but it's a fairly significant amount, to be honest. But it's only either open or closed, which could be to its detriment so it's not a full range micro adjust, but it is very good. Terry, T-Dog. I'll tell you one of the weirdest features of this watch, however. It's a lowrider. All my friends know the lowrider. This watch right here has suspension. It's Snoop Dogg in it. Look at that. So the whole case of this watch it has suspension, guys. The watch has suspension. If it's too tight on your wrist,
it pushes it up a little bit to make it a little bit more comfortable. It also makes it a lot more shock absorbent. It works. I found that it makes it more comfortable.
You can actually feel the difference.
Well, sometimes when it gets a bit hot and stuff, you know, your watch gets a bit tight, and I'll look at my wrist and it will actually just be, the suspension will be poking up slightly. It's actually worked to push it out.
When you were first showing me that, I wasn't sure if it was just a sort of gimmick.
Yeah, it works. I like it. It works really well. The dial's very nice. It's very legible. It's got a date at 6 o'clock. It has 3 hands. It has this horizontal striping, which looks very, very nice. But otherwise, the dial isn't anything to shout about. It's just very function over form, really, which is something that this watch very much is anyway. This watch is outstanding build quality. It's very comfortable, and it just looks nice and plain and simple, which makes it a perfect, versatile, go anywhere, do anything, and it's why I love it. It's got a nice decorated crown. It does have 4 screws around the bezel, which is one of the design choices I never really liked about Formex, which is why we haven't rated them particularly well in the past, but I don't care when I'm wearing this watch. But there is one thing I do care about, and it is as someone who loves to chop and change straps on his watches, and it is the lugs. And I've already said the lugs are great because they're 20mm, but there's another issue with the lugs. So if you like to chop and change straps, then Formex does have you sorted. For example, they were nice enough to send us through some of their canvas straps. We've got a red here, we've also got a white, and we've also got a blue. These are great because, well, it's a steel buckle here. All of this is carbon composite, but this actually has a full range micro adjust when you press this button right here, Terry. Also, both the bracelets have quick release,
which, you know, I'm a huge fan of.
Yeah, so both of these have quick release. But George, where's the issue there? You're just saying good things. But you take these off, and then you try and put a pair of normal spring bars so you can wear like a NATO strap with these. And they're curved spring bars. You can't get a normal spring bar in here. So I was sat downstairs the other day with a pair of spoons, trying to bend some spring bars. I bent those spring bars enough to get them into the holes, but not enough to be able to get a strap underneath. And I'll be honest, I'm moaning about it, but it is a tiny, tiny complaint. You can get tools to bend spring bars. You can buy bent spring bars. So for me, it's an issue for me, but it's not going to be an issue for most of you. I just had to bring it up because it was an issue in my usage. The last thing that we haven't really talked about is price. Terry, what would you pay for this with COSC certification, suspension, all of the good things that this watch has?
I would probably pay about $2,500.
$2,500? It could really take you for a ride, couldn't they? This watch is £1,440.
I didn't say I would pay for it.
That's what you think it's worth.
That's how much I think it's worth.
Okay,
How much do I think they charge for it?
Okay, how much do you think they'd charge for it?
$2,500.
Okay, so Terry thinks £2,500, but as I just said, it's £1,440. Initially, I'll be honest, I thought that's expensive. When you can get something like a Christopher Ward C63 Sealander for £900 with the same movement, same all-steel construction and stuff, same go anywhere, do anything style, but then you get hands-on with this. You see how lovely and decorated the movement is. You get to grips with the build quality. You realise about the COSC certification, all of these things, and you just appreciate this watch more and more and more. And I'll tell you what, it's good value for money. I often preface that and fence it and say, well, it's good value for money if you want to pay for it and stuff. But this is a very highly decorated SW200-1 with COSC certification. It's got that suspension. In all honesty, this is a great watch for the money.
What's the average price for a Formex?
So in terms of the Essence collection, for something on a bracelet, this is introductory. If you want this on a strap, you're looking at $1,325. But on a bracelet, and I recommend everything on a bracelet, It's 1,440. I'm not sure I'd buy it myself at this stage in time because there's other things I would rather buy. But I am saying if you are looking for a good go anywhere, do anything at like a mid-level price point, and you're not looking at things like long jeans and stuff like that, this is an amazing option, Terry. It's got so much going for it, and the only thing that irked me was those bent spring bars.
I like the simplicity of it.
Formex, you won me over. I think this is better than Aquaterra.
You think it's better than Aquaterra?
Yeah, I'd rather this than an Aquaterra. I'd still rather an Explorer 1. That's my dream go anywhere, do anything. But I'd rather this than an Aquaterra.
Well, it's an affordable gadget, isn't it?
I'd rather get this and the ceramic version. Do you like the lowrider-ness?
I've not experienced the lowrider-ness, so I can't really say. At first, like I said, I thought it was a bit gimmicky. If it's actually going to make any difference on your wrist.
Yeah.
But I'll take your word for it, because I know you're not a man who exaggerates and gets carried away.
No, never.
But it looks cool. It looks cool. I would probably be playing with that low-ridedness quite a lot.
I get very entertained by it. I'm interested to hear what you all think. Do you love this watch? Do you hate this watch? How would you rate this watch? Let us know down in the comments. Whilst you're down there, why not like, subscribe, ding that bell icon so you never miss another video, and why not click that join button, support the channel directly, because you know you want to, because they all love us on screen right now, and you obviously love us if you've watched this far into the video, so thank you very much, and watch yourselves. But also go grab a t-shirt and stuff at watchyourselfgeorge.com. Stay up to date, you know you want to do it.